Speaking at an event at the National Press Club yesterday, the DEC. Now, what's the DEC? The DEC is an election monitoring body from the United States consisting of the National Democratic Institute and the International Republican Institute. So it has people from both parties and other people as well. They condemn the process of the February 25, 2023 presidential elections in Nigeria, holding that the processes were not fair. And if they were not fair, they could not have produced a credible winner. They talked about how the BVAS machines, how they failed, and how manual accreditation went on. And you know, when there's manual accreditation, that means there's multiple voting. And once you have multiple voting, then you really can't say that the election is credible or that the winner that emerged is the real winner. So these are questions, serious issues raised. And if you recall, about 4 days ago, Ambassador Johnny Carson, who is from the National Peace Institute in the United States, a place where I've actually spoken, has said that those elections, they don't really represent the will of the Nigerian people, because even the people who support the winners are not even happy with the process. Now, we know that President Biden has not congratulated Bola Tinubu, but just watch this. Put your comments in the comment section.
Care of. The fact of the matter is that what was supposed to happen, and again, we are not partisan, NADECO is not partisan, but it appears as though the process, and that's what nations, that's what a democracy is. That's the greatness of America, is the process. It's not the people, it's the process. It's not the result, it's the process. How our government works, how our elections work. And the process of this election in the 2023 Nigerian presidential elections appears to be fundamentally flawed. We believe, NADECO believes, that the February 25 to 26, 2023 election, the results, the hasty announcement of the results, are fundamentally at odds with the Nigerian election laws. And as Dr. Ogebi said very clearly, they didn't just violate rules, they violated their own laws. INEC glorified their efforts to make this the cleanest, the purest, the most transparent and fair election in Nigerian history, in African history. And yet they violated every single fundamental tenet in every single law. They instituted the bimodal voter accreditation system. You've heard about that, the BVAS. All that is, make no mistake about it, there's a lot on the internet that seems to people want to believe that when you voted with the BVAS that recorded your vote and your vote was sent somewhere and it went to a server and it was tabulated and somehow Tinubu or the APC were able to hijack that electronic signal. That's not what happened. It was more pernicious than that. It was more old-fashioned than that. All the BVAS does gave you two modes of identification, both your card, you put your voting card, your PVC in, and it also did your fingerprint and face identification. But it failed. And the reason BVAS was important is so that people couldn't vote more than once. Vote early, vote often. The reason it's important is so people could not vote that had fake cards. And on the issue of the PVC cards, INEC announced, this is INEC themselves, said that there were 87.2 million PVC cards collected. That was out of 93 million registered voters. So approximately 6 million people were registered. They just didn't bother to get their voting card. No one knows why. It just happens. But what's fascinating is, if you consider it true that 87.2 million people had PVC voting cards and could have voted, the declared winner of this election received 8.7 million votes. Now, out of 87 million, the math's not real hard. That means that Mr. Tinubu got 10% of the vote. He will be ruling the wealthiest economy in Africa with a mandate of 10% of the population. That's extraordinary. Something is seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong. Additionally, we believe that
only one man against the whole world in large, fighting with them monsters. Poverty I can't stand.